Overnight, everything was different. The Indiana Fever are more than simply a basketball team. They're a media sensation. The sports world is watching every move in this narrative. What started out as small talk in the locker room has grown into a major franchise disruption. The head coach? Absent. In that exact manner. And the name associated with her replacement? A legend. An innovator. Cheryl Miller is a person whose influence can be seen throughout women's basketball history. That's Cheryl Miller, indeed. The legend, the pioneer, the driving force behind women's basketball's current development. And Reggie Miller's sister, a legend from Indiana. This is more than just hiring a coach. There has been a change in power. Because the WNBA's power dynamics quickly shift if Cheryl Miller enters that building to teach Caitlin Clark. In the league office, on the floor, and in the locker room. How did we get here, then? How did Stephanie White lose the locker room after leading the Fever? It did not occur in a single, explosive moment. It took a while. It initially appeared to be typical developing pains. A seasoned coach attempting to steer a youthful team through the turmoil following Caitlin Clark's arrival. However, each game turned into a spectacle. Every timeout was captured on camera. Every chat in the locker room became a headline. White insists on discipline and order. Instinct, originality, and independence are what Clark lives on. And there was a breaking point in the conflict.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her. Mm-hmm. I know what it's like to be hated. I don't want to use hate, but despised. Mm-hmm. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason. Mm-hmm. And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative.
One of the best that's ever played the game. So I've known Cheryl for a little while now. I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious, and it's fun. Like, I called her coach and she was like, I don't know about that yet. You'll have to see how I do during the game.
Watch that play where she didn't pass Kelsey the ball after Coach Stephanie White benched her for having a few turnovers in a row. That would have been a momentum shift in the game. That actually looked like it could have been a wide open pass, and it's something that Caitlin does on the regular. I've definitely been giving the benefit of the doubt this entire season. I just would hate to see some of the things that make Caitlin, the things that fans love the most about Caitlin, be coached out of her. Those risky passes, the 10 turnovers, it might just happen sometimes with Caitlin because that's the style.
Before you proceed, do me a favor. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe. It only takes a second, is free. Have you already subscribed? I'm grateful, thank you. Insiders claim that tensions arose during a practice session. This isn't Iowa anymore, Stephanie White remarked, glancing at Clark. This is the advantage. The gym fell silent. The squad heard that statement like wildfire. The dressing room was no longer cohesive after that. Players were suddenly picking sides. While some people stood behind the coach, others were drawn to Clark, the budding star whose impact was becoming more and more noticeable. It's no longer debatable when the superstar's power surpasses the coach's. A countdown to change is underway. The proprietor had reached his breaking point behind closed doors. He had prepared for the emergence of a generational talent by investing years, money, and culture. Then Caitlin Clark appeared. The number of viewers surged. The merchandise was sold out. The Fever quickly rose to prominence in the league. But he had turmoil instead of stability. Power disputes are rumored. Tension stories. There are rumors that Clark's camp desired a different course. According to reports, Simon called emergency meetings. He desired control over drama. And the decision was obvious in a league where star power, marketability, and influence are key components. Stephanie White did not step down. She was ejected. One last hope for her was provided by the front desk. Be fired in public or discreetly resign to preserve your legacy. She opted for dignity. She had a difficult last meeting with the team. Just passion, no drama, no shouting. She expressed gratitude to the players. She advised them to maintain their concentration. After that, she left without looking back. It wasn't because she didn't care, but rather because it would hurt even more to look back. Losing the job wasn't the most painful thing. It was Cheryl Miller who was taking her place. a name capable of appending a whole era. The best description was given by a staff member. Stephanie built the house. The ground trembles when Cheryl arrives. The internet went crazy the moment her name appeared online. Everyone asked the same question, fans, analysts, and past players. Will Cheryl Miller truly return? Because this isn't only a gossip about a coach. This titan is making a comeback to the game that she assisted in creating. Let's consider this from a different angle. Olympic gold medalist and member of the Naismith Hall of Fame. One of the most formidable college athletes in history. Indeed, the elder sister of Indiana's basketball legend, Reggie Miller. Cheryl has coached at the top levels at USC and the WNBA, but she left the position years ago to broadcast, advise, and influence the game from a distance. Why now, then? Steve Simon reportedly made a personal call. He wanted a leader, not simply a coach. Someone who expected respect, particularly from Caitlin Clark. And when Cheryl did answer, she said something that went viral. "I'm not here to take care of a celebrity if I accept this position. My goal is to create a champion." On social media, that one sentence turned into a rallying cry. Cheryl Miller was courageous, bold, and pure. It was just what Indiana wanted. Every camera, microphone, and headline asked the same question as soon as her name surfaced. What is Caitlin Clark's opinion? Was she planning something behind the scenes? Did she contribute to Stephanie White's departure? There were no tweets, cryptic quotations, or public remarks from Clark. However, Clark was invigorated behind closed doors. She thought the pioneers were admirable. The women who made the WNBA feasible today are Diana Taurasi, Lisa Leslie, and Cheryl Miller. Clark made a statement in an interview months ago that seemed prescient at the time. As a child, I watched highlights of Cheryl Miller. She used the court as if it were her own. I also attempt to convey that kind of confidence. Fever supporters went crazy when insiders discovered that Clark had secretly approved Miller's employment. A post made by a fan went viral. Indiana basketball dynasty, Clark and Miller came together. This was more than a coaching ploy. It was a declaration. This wasn't about power for Caitlin Clark. It was about learning from someone who had already traveled the path she now aspires to blaze, about purpose and about mentoring. However, not every person in the locker room is motivated. A few seasoned Fever players who had worked under Stephanie White for years saw the ground shifting underneath them. They saw White as stability rather than just a coach. In the midst of the storm, she was the calm. Long before the cameras showed up, she had faith in them. According to one veteran, "It seems like Caitlin is now in charge of this team. The others are merely supporting characters in her tale." Harsh? Indeed. Sincere? Of course. Indiana's dynamic is quite different. This is now a brand rather than a rebuilding team. Everyone else feels the heat when only one individual is in the spotlight. Drawing plays is just one aspect of Cheryl Miller's job. She must control her ego, regain people's faith, and demonstrate that she is more than a headline. She is the perfect individual to handle that kind of strain. Cheryl Miller is renowned for her fairness and tenacity. It makes no difference if you're the top draft pick or the 12th player on the bench. She will put Clark under the same amount of pressure as everyone else. And this locker room may be in dire need of a coach who has the courage to compete with its star player. This has a poetic quality. The Miller name is associated with Indiana. Reggie Miller rose to fame as a symbol of devotion and compassion. Decades later, his sister might be the lifeblood of the Fever. Imagine the narrative. The same city, the same basketball kingdom, two Millers. Cheryl is on the women's court, and Reggie is on the men's. Fans adore it. The media adores it. Steve Simon, too? He is fully aware of the story's potency. The WNBA has been longing for this kind of storytelling, which goes beyond simple strategy. Reggie wrote a mysterious remark online as soon as the news surfaced. She has returned. You're not prepared, Indiana. Millions of people observed. In an instant, chaos broke out. The return of the Miller name made everything seem certain. This action could rock the WNBA as a whole, not just the Fever. The coaching scene is immediately legitimized by Cheryl Miller's return. Just as women's basketball is taking off, a founding legend is stepping back in. For nationwide broadcasts, Networks are already lining up. It is praised by analysts as the Fever's best basketball and marketing decision to date. Sponsors are overjoyed. Fans are overjoyed. Not even detractors can dispute it. This is the biggest coaching tale the NBA has seen in years. The combination? Explosive. Caitlin Clark is a brand, not a novice. Spotlight, influence, and endorsements. What do you get when you channel that enthusiasm with the legacy and discipline of Cheryl Miller? The prodigy is being coached by the pioneer. Historic. Symbolic. Excellent in the box office. Let's be clear, though. Cheryl Miller is traditional. Headlines and egos are irrelevant. Sugarcoating? Not in her lexicon. She demands excellence. What about Caitlin Clark? Fiery. Competitive. Unfiltered. Two leaders, two alphas, two powerhouses. When combined, they can become unstoppable or collide like lightning and thunder. The Fever become a well-oiled machine that is disciplined, driven, and unrelenting if their chemistry works. Chaos if it doesn't work. Every perspective was examined frame by frame. Every timeout was broken down, and every expression was made into a headline. Did Cheryl exert too much pressure? Did Clark retaliate? Tension is rising. Everything becomes satisfied. What does Cheryl Miller offer, then? A return to accountability, energy, defense, and the basics. Minutes are never given out. They are earned. She will anticipate that Clark will lead with her voice, passion, and style in addition to highlight passes and logo threes. Instead of circling Clark, players like Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston will start forming partnerships with her. This is Indiana's team, not Caitlin Clark's. According to one of Miller's assistants, Cheryl doesn't coach to be liked. She coaches to make you great. 3 legacies are defined by this occasion. Stephanie White is a builder, stabilizer, and future bridge. The legendary Cheryl Miller is making a comeback to demonstrate her continued dominance in the game. From viral star to genuine professional leader, Caitlin Clark. If it succeeds, women's basketball will reach previously unheard of heights in both the WNBA and sports history. It will be discussed for years if it doesn't work. In any case, Indiana is currently witnessing history. If these claims are accurate, the arena will sizzle with electricity when Cheryl Miller on the court instead of just erupting in cheers. This is a proclamation rather than merely a coaching hire. Indiana has had enough of being the experiment, the underdog, and the patient. They are prepared to rule. A generational talent on the floor, a hall of fame intellect on the bench. Stephanie White walked in order for this to happen. Caitlin Clark and Cheryl Miller are going to take over now. We live in a new age. The Miller-Clark dynasty is this. The WNBA will never be the same if it occurs. It's your turn. Is this front office risk about to blow out? Or is Cheryl Miller the coach who can help Caitlin Clark reach her full potential? If you believe Indiana is going into dynasty mode, please type dynasty mode in the comments section below.